complain about the magnitude to which sports betting and gambling has like multiplied in the Black community to anyone who will listen to me. Like, I genuinely think it is one of the worst things to have ever happened to Black people. And granted, I can only speak about the Black community because like I don't know what's going on in anybody else's community, but I think it's a bit suspicious how much gambling is being advertised on like a mass national level, but then even more specifically how it's being targeted towards Black people. Because my husband watches a lot of sports podcasts, and I'm like, why are they always being so sponsored, like heavily sponsored by BetMGM and FanDuel and etc. Like that to me feels very targeted and very systemic because we are losing money. Y'all are losing money. Like, it is a gambling addiction. No one is making money the way that these platforms will have you think you're making money, and you will spend more in your attempts to win big than you will ever win on their platforms. It is a losing game every time, and like people just do not see that. Oh, it pisses me off. Because no one is doing the math in aggregate, they actually do not see how much they spend towards the activity, right? I have one client, we just went through his budget for the month, and when I tell you how much he spends on gambling, I was shocked. And I'm like, this could have been money that was saved and invested in other places, but it was not because it was spent gambling. And I'm like, okay, well, did you at least make as much as you spent? And he said, no, I didn't make anywhere close to that. So I just want us to be very weary of the money that is being spent on these gambling platforms because you're not making it back the way that you think you do. A small win here and a small win there is not the basis for you to try to make this a main source of income for you. Let's be using the sense. It's not gonna work. It's never gonna work. And now I see people doing derivative things of selling their bets. And to me, that makes even less sense because if you are so good at making money from the activity to which you're making money from, why are you not selling that? Why not just put more of your money into it so that you can like max out and be the richest person in the world? Like the logic. I will complain about the magnitude to which.
All right, so sports betting is a problem. Let's just call it what it is. It is a big problem. It is an addiction that so many people have. And, you know, she mentioned that, you know, she feels like it's being pushed to the Black community. And I'll say this, sports betting is a problem with all communities. It's just like, I remember watching a video about some research that had been done on sports betting and how it's really a problem and why they were pushing back against it becoming a legal thing is because it was being compared to the addiction of like nicotine and how people were betting away their homes. It was ruining their families. Like, it had become so bad that there was supposed to be like guardrails in place to block people from betting their whole lives away, and lawsuits were being put out. I mean, lawsuits were being filed because they felt like these gambling companies were taking advantage of people with addictions. So I would say it's not just a Black thing. This is an issue in all communities, but because the Black communities already are facing so much and have so many challenges, the impact is seen much more because, of course, when a people group is already facing a lot, to then take on another challenge, it's going to impact them most. So I'll say that. I want to be transparent. I've never done sports betting. It's never intrigued me. But I don't want to make it sound like it's easy to not bet. Obviously, if people are getting addicted to it and not getting addicted, are addicted and are getting addicted, then it's a problem. And one thing I've learned is to all, like my uncle taught me a long time ago. He said, nephew, follow the money trail. And ever since he's taught me that, I always just say, where's the money going to? Why did sports betting become legal? Because there are people who are getting filthy rich off of it. And it's like, I get her, and I get the people who are talking about it. It's just a filthy thing. Because what happens is if you get good at sports betting, they will stop you from betting. Literally, like they won't allow you to bet with them anymore. So to me, that alone says like, oh, they don't have no interest in this being just like kind of like a fair play at winning money, a fair play for them to win your money or a fair play for you to win theirs. No, because they're saying, if you win too much of our money, we're kicking you out. So to me, that tells me everything that I need to know. And furthermore, again, rich people doing rich things to get richer and richer off the backs of people who lack self-control. At the end of the day, betting our money away it's just ridiculous. But it's no less ridiculous than going to the strip club and throwing money away. It's no less ridiculous than shopping and just throwing our money away. So, but I don't want to deflect, but I want to make it clear, like, I don't want to, like, make it seem like people who have an addiction or who struggle with betting, like that they're these, like, evil unicorns, like, because we all have something that we struggle with. I think the impact varies from thing to thing depending on what it is. But if anything, we should be hoping to shine light on this and hope that eyes can be open to, like, hey, I'm being played, I'm being scammed, I'm being taken advantage of, I need help. And to speak truth to power, like I think her getting online and saying something, especially being someone, I think she said she was in the financial workspace, because I think she said she had clients. Speak to it. Talk about how it's challenging your client's success, ruining their ability to make the proper investments and grow their money the way they can. Talk about it, But I also think it's mindful that we don't make people seem like they're just dirty and nasty and so far from help and hope, because that's important too, because we're all working through something and working on something that we struggle with. But yeah, the sports betting thing is all a scam. It's to take money and to make sure that you don't get rich off of them. They want to get rich off of you and I, but they don't want us to get rich off of them. So if this is something that you deal with or something that you somebody else deal with, I be taking everything to God in prayer. Like, for real. For me, I got to take it to God in prayer because I need help, and when my peoples are going through things, I got to take it to God in prayer. So if you know someone who's dealing with this, speak truth to power in their life. Ask them how you can help them. See if they want help. And then on the back end, make sure you are praying, because what's impossible with man is not impossible with God. And that's the perspective that we have to have on this. Like, these things are going to exist. It's sports betting, it's drugs, it's alcohol, it's people are addicted to, strip clubs, addicted to all kind of things, food, like it's all kind of problems. But we have to have a mentality that to speak truth to power, help people how we can, and then at the end of the day, the beginning, middle, and end of the day, make sure we're taking things to God in prayer, because what's impossible with us is possible with Him. All right? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. If you've experienced this, if you know someone who's going through this, let us know in the comment section. All right? And I'll see y'all in the next video.
You better find that rock, stand on it, be strong.